you are probably killing your car every single day by doing something you think is actually helping it. And honestly, most of us learned these bad habits from older drivers who did not have to deal with the engineering complexities of modern vehicles. You think you are saving fuel or being gentle on the machine, but in reality, you are putting massive, unnecessary stress on your powertrain, your transmission, and your clutch assembly. If you want your vehicle to last well beyond the 200,000 mile mark without facing a multi-thousand-dollar repair bill, we need to break down these daily driving mistakes that are silently destroying your car from the inside out. Let's start with the most common sin, lugging the engine. We have all done it. You are cruising at 30 miles per hour in fifth gear, the engine is barely turning over, and you decide to mash the gas pedal to accelerate. You hear that deep, vibrating, rhythmic knocking sound, and the whole car feels like it is shaking apart. A lot of people think they are being efficient by keeping the revs super low, but when you demand power in a high gear at low speed, you are creating massive pressure spikes inside the cylinders. Your piston is moving too slowly to convert that combustion into smooth rotational force, so that energy turns into a violent, hammering blow against your piston skirts and rod bearing. It is the mechanical equivalent of trying to push 500 pounds while your knees are fully locked in a bent position. Those rod bearings are lubricated by a microscopic film of oil, and that hammering force can literally squeeze the oil out, leading to metal-on-metal contact. It shreds the cylinder walls, hammers the life out of your crankshaft, and if you have a modern vehicle with a dual-mass flywheel, you are putting huge stress on those internal springs until they snap. Do not be afraid of the tachometer. Engines are built to rev. If your car is shuddering or groaning when you hit the gas, it is begging you to downshift. While we are talking about transmission health, let's clear up a massive misconception about clutch jobs. If you have ever been told that your clutch is slipping and you need a repair, please do not make the mistake of just swapping the disc. I see this all the time. Someone tries to save a few bucks by ignoring the rest of the system. Even if it looks like an extra expense, you have to replace the entire kit: the clutch disc, the pressure plate, and the throwout bearing. Sometimes you even need to address the slave cylinder. If you skip these, you are almost guaranteed to have the new disc fail prematurely because it is mating with a warped pressure plate or a worn bearing. Do the whole job once, do it right, and you won't have to pull the transmission back out in 6 months. Before we get into the habit that literally destroys your clutch in a matter of weeks, take a quick second to subscribe to the channel so you can keep getting these technical tips that will save you a fortune at the shop. Another habit that is silently eating your clutch is resting your foot on the pedal while you drive. You think you are just keeping your foot ready, right? Even with barely an ounce of pressure, you are preventing the clutch disc from fully engaging with the flywheel. That constant light slippage generates heat, glazes the friction material, and wears down the pressure plate fingers long before their time. Your clutch is not a footrest. Move your foot entirely away from the pedal and put it on the dead pedal or the floorboard. If you feel like you need your foot right there, you are just waiting for a repair bill that you can easily avoid. Now, let's talk about parking safety, because there is a right way and a very wrong way to do this. If you park on a steep incline and just leave the car in neutral with the parking brake on, you are asking for trouble. If that cable stretches or the brake fails, your car is gone. When you park facing uphill, leave the car in first gear. If you are facing downhill, put it in reverse. That uses the engine's compression to mechanically lock the wheels in place. And do not forget to turn your tires toward the curb. If the car does start to roll, it is going to hit the curb and stop rather than rolling out into traffic. Speaking of transmission stress, let's address a major winter driving mistake. A lot of drivers, when they start to slide on ice or heavy rain, instinctively stomp on both the brake and the clutch pedal at the same time. Please stop doing that. When you do that, you are completely disconnecting the engine from the wheels, which destroys your ability to use engine braking and leaves your vehicle effectively floating without any mechanical connection to the drivetrain. You lose all your traction control, and all the stopping force is pushed onto your brakes, causing them to overheat and fade when you need them most. Instead, keep the car in gear to utilize engine compression, make smooth inputs, and focus on the road. And right before we hit the final tip that might save you from a massive transmission rebuild, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to keep these garage secrets coming. There's one more thing you need to stop doing immediately: shifting from reverse to drive before the car has come to a complete standstill. I see people in parking lots just rolling backward, slamming it into drive, and taking off. Your transmission is trying to change direction while the vehicle still has momentum in the opposite direction. The internal clutch packs and gear sets are forced to fight the entire weight of the car. Even if your transmission is electronically managed to be soft, you are causing internal wear that eventually leads to clunky shifts, hesitation, and eventually a total failure. It takes 1 extra second to wait for the needle to hit 0. That 1 second is the difference between a transmission that lasts 200,000 miles and one that dies at 80,000. Finally, let's talk about rapid acceleration in the wrong gears. We all love the feeling of torque, but don't force that power while you are in a high gear at low speed. It might be tempting to just mash the pedal to pass someone without shifting, but you are just inducing that engine load we talked about earlier. Downshift first. Get the engine into its power band, where it can actually breathe and make power efficiently without generating that destructive heat and vibration. It is not about being fast, it is about being smart with your torque. To wrap this up, your driving habits are the biggest factor in your car's lifespan. Stop resting your foot on the clutch, always replace the full clutch kit when the time comes, park using your engine compression as a safety net, avoid slamming your gears while moving, and stop lugging your engine in high gears. Your car is built to handle a lot, but it is not built to handle years of abuse from these small, preventable mistakes. I really want to know what you guys think. Have you ever caught yourself doing any of these? Or maybe you have a story about a massive repair bill that could have been avoided with a few simple habit changes. Drop a comment below, tell me what you are driving, and let's see if we can help everyone keep their engines running smooth. If you enjoyed this deep technical dive, please hit that subscribe button, help us grow the community, and I will see you in the next one. Stay safe and keep wrenching.